You're with the Breaker-Leggers, and we're at the Waterside Theatre in Aylesbury
to see the current UK tour of Ghost the Musical.
So stay tuned to find out how many legs.
Whether it's break a leg
or leg it.
So, what do we know about Ghost the Musical?
Well, Ghost the Musical is based on the 1990 movie featuring Demi Moore, Whoopi Goldberg and the late Patrick Swayze. It was nominated for 5 Academy Awards and picked up 3, including Best Supporting Actress for Whoopi Goldberg in the role of the psychic Oda Mae Brown.
That movie has been adapted into a musical with a book by the original screenwriter Joel Bruce Rubin. Also has music and lyrics by original Eurythmics band member Dave Stewart and Glenn Ballard. Glenn Ballard is probably most famously known as producer on the modern classic album Jagged Little Pill by Alanis Morissette.
Now, this particular touring production opened to quite some scathing reviews. Now, why was that?
Well, it had Girls Aloud member Sarah Harding in the lead role, and luckily enough, based on what we've read, she's been replaced by West End star Carolyn Maitland.
Fantastic.
Yes, she's starring alongside Hollyoaks actor Andy Moss as Sam.
So I don't know anything about this production. I've never seen it. Have you seen it?
So I've seen the piece before. I saw the original West End cast back in 2012 before it transferred to Broadway. I understand that this production is a scaled down version of the show. So I'd be interested to see what they do with that, because the original production was heavy on special effects, heavy on ensemble. So it'd be interesting to see how the story comes across in a smaller production.
Okay, well, let's wait and see. We'll catch you at the interval. So we've come to the interval of Ghost the Musical at the Waterside Theatre in Aylesbury, which means it is time for the Breaker-Leggers 30-second interval breakdown.
Go!
So what do you think so far?
So yeah, good. If you know the plot of the movie, you know the plot of the musical. Lovers, one gets shot, bit of a deal behind it, bit of a murder, gets in touch with the psychic to get a message to his loved one.
Some nice strong characters between the main parts. Oda Mae Brown, some nice kind of gospel-y numbers, good voices, and the 2 little sidekicks are great as well.
Music's a little bit samey. There's a couple of nice ensemble work. The ballads, it's very ballad heavy in this show. I'd like to see a bit more interest in the second act with a bit of diversity.
Size down set, but nice use of flats and flying in from the...
So we've come to the end of Ghost the Musical here at the Waterside Theatre in Aylesbury, and as someone totally new to the piece, what did you think?
I thought it was okay. Nice use of set. The set was quite nice considering it's a touring set. Nice use of the kind of bits that come in from the sides and up above. Nice use of lighting. As the piece itself, I just found it a bit dull. Kind of knowing the film, I think you can't get the magical effects that you get from special effects in a small scale down production. It's just not there, so it's missing a certain amount of magic for me. And I know theatre is all about using your imagination and using your mind. At the same time, you do want a bit of a spectacle. You do want to be impressed. After all, you're paying money for a theatrical experience, and it just wasn't quite there for me. I mean, you know it from the London production, so how was that in comparison?
I've said it before, this entire piece, I said it after seeing it in 2012, really hangs on the production. It hangs on the illusions, it hangs on the stage, and it hangs on the special effects. You strip those out, when you're left with the book, the music and the lyrics, it's not a great show. It's clearly written by some people that don't write musical theatre songs. It's very ballad heavy. It's a bit of a slow, jarring, one ballad to the next type feeling. And it's just, for me, not enjoyable. Lacks energy, lacks humour, and lacks interest.
I mean, there was humour provided by the character Oda Mae Brown. She's got the character is just really well written in itself. You can understand why Whoopi Goldberg won the Academy nomination in the first place, and that kind of carries through into the piece as well. It is a funny part. Outside of that, everyone else was good. Ensemble was fine. Everyone put their all into it. But there's just not a lot you can do with just one character that's a ghost, kind of running around after other characters not being seen. There's only so far that can go before it kind of gets a bit meh.
For me, the character of Sam is just really poorly written, and in this case poorly directed. He's very whingy, whiny, can't accept it, can't move on, has an agenda, whereas he's trying to protect Molly, whereas really, if he's that in love with her, wants to spend eternity with her, perfect opportunity, get her killed. That's what I say. That'd have a different dynamic, wouldn't it? How about the actors? Anything that stood out for you in the performers?
The lead, Carolyn Maitland, female lead, she was nice, pretty to look at.
Nice
smile, beautiful smile actually, lovely teeth.
Money in those teeth.
Absolutely, and she could beautiful voice. But I don't know, it's just a bit of. I could tell it was a matinee performance at the end of a tour, and it was just missing that kind of gutso extreme of emotions that this piece would give. And I'd say that across most of the characters and performers actually, that these are people in extreme situations, extreme circumstances, almost like a Shakespeare, and yet it's only been played to the surface, kind of really missing the depth and the layers of the emotional array that would be open to them in these situations.
I quite liked Sam Ferriday as Carl, thought he was one of the better of the lead three. Quite funny because we're on the front row, so you get a bit of a visual and, how do I put this? I got spat on. So that was quite
salivated.
Yeah, got slimed in the front row. So
it's good to be part of the action, right in there.
Real four-dimension experience there. So that was interesting too. But yeah, I thought some of his work was nice as the villain of the piece. So regarding the three lead roles, it really is the one with the most meat on the bones. So, how many legs for Ghost the Musical at the end of its UK tour? We are going to give
two legs. Yeah, not that great a piece. I mean, it's nice if you like the movie, if you want a nice sentimental afternoon, evening. There were people who I could hear were quite emotionally attached to it, a bit weepy, but not for us.
Yeah, I think a lot of that is the nostalgia of the piece, and obviously since the loss of Patrick Swayze and the emotions that brings to the forefront, I think definitely carried some of the emotion from the audience rather than the piece itself, which, to be honest with you, it's not great, guys.
That's what we thought, but what did you think of this Bill Kenwright production that has now just finished its journey on tour?
Let us know, write in the comments, like, subscribe and follow us on Twitter. We'd love to hear from you. We're the Break-a-Leggers, and we'll catch you again soon. Bye! Writer. That movie has been adapted into a musical by original screenwriter. That movie has been adapted into a musical with the screen.